Hello, Robs. We're back with more books. We'll start with the Pokemon just because they're for my child. Pokemon Journeys, the series, A New Beginning. As you can see, the eraser that came with it is missing. But it's still a book, nonetheless. Not that 17-year-old child is, well, I think my child's only 16 until August. Yeah, 16. He's going to read this, but still a collectible. Ditto with this one, Guides to Types. Although this one seems a bit of overkill. There he is. What's his name? Love that guy. Is that Wobbuffet? No, that ain't Wobbuffet. That's, I don't know. Anyway, the type to guides comes in a box, basically. Weird that it's put into a package like this, but that way they could probably charge you more. Anyway, the two eraser and pencil topper are both missing, so that's kind of a disappointment, but that's probably why they're not part of the set anymore. Who's going to buy it and not use it? The Story of Lady Jane Grey, Coronation of Glory, Deborah Meroff, a Zondervan book. I did not know it was Zondervan. That's religious books, isn't it? Maybe not. Maybe they used to do other topics. Jane Grey was never allowed to forget that she was a Tudor, fifth in the royal line of succession after King Henry VIII. To Jane, this knowledge was a shadow across the peaceful days in her beloved valley home outside London. The threat was a distant one until Henry died and Jane's cousin Edward took his place. People began to whisper of a match between Jane and Edward. Child marriages were common, and her parents were ambitious for money and power. When Edward became ill, Jane was thrust at age 15 into the political arena, a pawn between violent and greedy men, and a cruel mother who would make her queen. Set against 16th century court intrigues, political and social unrest, and the backdrop of the Reformation. This is the fascinating story of a young girl's struggle to find and do the will of God, even in the face of those who would manipulate her for their own ends. The bittersweet love story of Jane and Edward Seymour, and the romance of Queen Catherine Parr and the charming Lord Thomas are just two of the many compelling subplots in this rich narrative. Coronation of Glory is storytelling at its most clearly demonstrating that this person who has a why to live for can bear with almost any how. $15, huh? Pardon. The Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I have several copies of this book. I don't know if this in this edition, but I bought it just because, as I've said before, they always ask, can you round up? Can you round up? They never ask if, hey, you want to round down to, this is to help vets, this is to help whoever. They never say, hey, would you mind if we round this down and you get a deal? No, they never do that. Then again, I shouldn't complain. Where else are you going to get books for 50 cents? But anyway, so I started buying 13 books, which comes out to about, what does it come out to? $7.50 minus 13 cents, $7.37 times 42. Comes out to about $7.70 something. And when you put it to 15 books comes out to, I think, let me look at the receipt without showing you me credit card information. Yeah, it's quite diabolical what I do, but whatever. What do you want me to do? Alright, I've removed my credit card information. Books, $7.50. Donation, 5 cents. Tax, 45. So it comes to $8 for 15 books total, and they only get 5 cents out of it. It makes me feel happy. Because what I learned was when I was buying 14 books, I would lose 50 cents, which could have bought me another book. So I said, screw it, I'll get 15 books, and that way they only get 5 cents when they guilt me into adding a donation. I mean, pretty much my entire purchases are a donation, since everything they got was a donation. Not to sound like a dick, but come on, how much more can you ask? A History of the English Language, G.L. Brooke. Perhaps the only way to get an understanding of the way we use language today is to explore the history of that language. And this exploration is the subject of G.L. Brooke's fascinating history. Someone once told me that I moved the camera too much, and so here's a tribute to them, if they're still watching. The book is one of the few serious histories written for the student, and I was also told that I should wear one of those headgear things. What's it, GoPro? Listen, I'm full-on amateur, and I love it. So this is what you deal with here. You come here for books, or do you come here for a fucking movie? Anyway, that's that book. Walden. Henry David Thoreau. This receipt out here. And other writings of Henry David Thoreau. Obviously, Modern Library. Probably 1960s. 65, Random House. Nothing great. I went yesterday because I was... Oh, that's got underlining. What kind of piece of shit underlines a book? Dastardly people. Dastardly. This book I already have, but I believe this copy is a better copy. And The Anatomy of Satire by Gilbert Hyatt. Professor Hyatt manages to cover an astonishing amount of ground in less than 300 pages. Few who can rank as satirists seem to be left out. He ranges from early classical times, in which, as might be expected from so noted a classical scholar, he is especially illuminating, to Mr. Evelyn Waugh and Miss Mary McCarthy. As history, this is a most valuable reference book, a book to be read with pleasure, to ponder at leisure, and if not to leave a clear idea of the morphology of satire, at least to send us back with more alert eyes to our own favorite satirists, and induce us to explore new ones. Times Educational Supplement. Yes, mostly like the cover. Topic's great too, though. African Perspectives of Colonialism. It was between, and I originally had about 18 or 19 books in my thing, but then I started computing the fact that I would lose a book if I got more than 15, because I would be charged 50 to 70 cents. I decided to cut back, and of the three were two mass market paperbacks, one of Hugo's, I think The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Narcissus and Goldman. Goldman? Is that by Hess? Hermann Hesse, so I got this one. African Perspectives on Colonialism. In the 20 years between 1880 and 1900, virtually all of Africa was seized and occupied by the imperial powers of Europe, initiating a period of colonial exploitation from which many African nations have only recently emerged. Only now, Eurocentric points of view have dominated the study of this era in African history. In this book, one of Africa's leading historians examines the perceptions and responses of Africans, reinterpreting the colonial experience from the standpoint of the colonized. Very important, bruv. Till My Tale is Told, Women's Memoirs of the Gulag. The Gulag. Kind of looks like Alyssa Rosenbaum, otherwise known as Ayn Rand. During the Soviet era, millions of Soviet citizens were denounced, arrested, and imprisoned on fabricated charges of conducting anti-state activities, which is slowly happening in America. But people won't believe that until they're in gulags themselves here. And when they are, I will laugh live on live television. I'll laugh at them from my own cell. As I proclaim, we're all guilty of being cucks to communism. Any footstep away from freedom is communism. You don't want to believe that? You don't have to. I don't mind. It's okay. I trust you to do what you do. Forgive, O Lord, nocturnal spirits. I don't remember who wrote this. Forgive me, my nocturnal spirit. Take pity now. All around it's quieter, thicker. The darkness grows. I'm traveling to asphyxiation, to November fogs. Forgive me, my nocturnal spirit, my only love. Sleep. I'll eavesdrop on your reveries, full of disquiet. Forgive me, my nocturnal spirit, whoever you are. It's Anna Barkova, buddy. I wonder if she was an actual poet. Scarlet blood and yellow bile feed our life, and all we do, malignant fate has given us. Hot, insatiable as wolves, teeth and claws we used to maul, and tear our mothers and our fathers. No, we do not stone our neighbors. Our bullets rip their hearts in two. Oh, better not to think like this. Very well then, as you wish. Then hand me universal joy, like bread and salt upon a dish. Anna Barkova, Selected Poems. She began publishing in local papers in 1918. That's all I got to say. She was a small, ugly woman. They just said it for me. Every Russian, easy Russian phrase book. Over 1,500 common phrases. Let's open one right here, bruv. What is the charge for marrying us? How the fuck you say it? Skol stoit vien cha nieje. Where do we get our marriage license? Who is getting married? Kto žije nedlica? Please gather here to pray. I would like to lead a sermon. I would like to lead a salmon, buddy. An introduction to research in English literary history. I thought it said Faulkner. It says folklore. Damn it. This dirty bastard, this wretched ape underlining in this book. Oh. Materials of research. You've muddled my book, bruv. What year was it? 68. Chauncey Saunders. Sounds like a damn English name, but he's in Alabama. Oh, I also got a nice remembrance card. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Cheryl L. Turk. March 22nd, 1946 to May 14th, 2017. She was 71 years old. God looked around his garden and he found an empty place. He found an empty place. You made a mistake. Lincoln Park. What's that say? Sakacy Funeral Home. Yeah, he made a mistake on the poor woman's. Remembering the Ford Rotunda. This place burned down, I think, in the 1950s. They used to have Christmas things there. Obviously, I wasn't born to witness it, but I have some postcards of it. Perhaps even a few books. I know I have a few books. The Ford Exposition was a single. That's right. It was built as an exhibition, then it became the Rotunda. Yeah, it's more local history. 50 cents. What would it cost originally? $15. I saved money, buddy. I saved money. 100 masterpieces are masterworks from the Detroit Institute of Arts. Isn't there a Salvador Dali at the DIA? $17 book. I believe there is a Dali. Maybe I'm making that up. I am making that up. That's pretty cool. Matisse, The Window. Pablo Ruiz, Picasso. I didn't know his middle name was Ruiz. Ruiz. Is that Whistler? I knew it. I was going to say Wheeler. It's because I'm a moron, but hey, it looks like one of my percolators. There's my clock. This is a masterpiece. Jesus Christ. That head. That's Picasso for sure. For sure. Emile Hinault. Charles de Muth. Nudes. Yeah, these are the masterworks. Masters. All of them, bruv. All of them. And finally, my third copy of Canton's Country Schools. As I've stated previously, I will buy this book 100 times. What's this? Get something out of here. Kevin Howley, student of Ann Arbor Institute of Massage Therapy. Near Weber's. History of Canton Center School. Actually found some people I've researched at these schools. 1800s. It's a very, actually, valuable book. I've taken all of the class photos that they had and put them in there, as well as photos of the schools. Obviously, 1951 isn't hard to grab, but 30s, 20s, the aughts and teens. Yeah, 1904. 1892 to 1893. That's the stuff that's hard to find. There he is, Jesse Knapp. Or J. Knapp and Clinton Knapp. Those are the two of the people I'm referring to. The Knapp family. I really need to get back to their collection that I have, and I eventually will, but I'm immersing myself in books right now, bro. But anyways, that's some more local history. Probably a $50 book. I was thinking about donating it to the local historical society so they'd have something on file, but they're busy having tea parties while I'm out in the field working for this endeavor. I'm not bitter. Bunch of crackers. Kid looks like he's native. Indian, bruv. Well, guys. Not a cracker. Nadej Bibikov. Might be Indian or something, but the last name don't fit. All right, that's all. Goodbye.